There are many problems in this country, like any other economically developing country, and also the culture is thousands of years old, more than 10,000 years old, and you can imagine what kind of problems can be there. We have problems in the area of education, where education is poor, the system is very poor, and at the same time there is illiteracy rate, high illiteracy rate. There are lots of women issues where women's empowerment and women's rights are not really very well taken care of. We have huge problems of health and hygiene. There is a problem in the area of economic development, and there's huge corruption. We are famous for our corrupt government, and there is also problem for people in the area of special education, where there are very few facilities, so our children don't really get a lot of training in that area. Other than these problems, there is unequal distribution of wealth, which causes its own problem, and our society is labor intensive, so there is huge labor problem that we have over here. Volunteers get involved in specifically these areas where children and women are concerned, and where special education is concerned. Volunteers typically bring a different system of educating, as well as they bring a lot of ideas to use in the area of education. Volunteers are involved in many areas, especially in education and women issues. In education, they teach English to the children, where nowadays English has become a very important aspect of anybody's development. The other area is where volunteers bring different techniques to educate children, to discipline them, to bring in awareness about education amongst the poor. And in women issues, volunteers typically work for the economic development of the women, where they teach different kinds of skills which can become income generation for the women. They also teach them English, and other health education topics are also dealt by the volunteers. In the field of special education, the teachers of special children have really benefited, because since the field is not very well developed in India, so the volunteers bring very new techniques to deal with the problems of the special children, and that has helped us a lot. Then also in the field of health and hygiene, the volunteers who have the background in this area, they not only exchange many different techniques as well as different information with our health professionals, but they also do medical checkups for our children who are in lower economic areas, and they go and do medical checkups, as well as if they find any problem, then they refer them to the concerned doctors, and we help them to get the treatment for these kids. They also help in the area of destitute and dying population, where in Mother Teresa centers they go and help in doing all the medical work over there. Other than that, there are many skills which volunteers bring, and they can be fitted with the needs of the NGOs that we work with. Have we time? Achievement, I would say, is huge in its last 16-17 years that we've been working with the volunteers. Uh, we have seen a lot of changes, beginning with the children. The children come more neat and clean, and their attendance has increased in every school where the volunteers have been placed. Also, the education level has improved. Our teachers in the low economic schools are not really very well trained as well as educated. So they learn from volunteers different techniques, and I have seen these kids going to better schools, higher schools, where they achieve much more than they would have done otherwise. Women have gone on to learn different skills, and they have also made business out of learning that skill. Like, for example, if somebody has learned knitting, then they make it into a business, or they learn embroidery, they make it into a business. And also the youth which have learned how to speak in English, how to converse in English, they have done very well in their interviews, or for jobs or for schools. So that has helped a lot. There have been many successful stories where volunteers taught something or motivated somebody, and they've gone on to achieve great milestones in their life. We have also seen a lot of acceptance of the volunteers' efforts in our communities, and that is a big feather in our cap, where the different NGOs who hear about our volunteers and their efforts, they come. Advice that I would like to give to the volunteer is that keep an open mind and do not judge people because they are different. Try to understand the difference and then accept it, that people live in a different way also. If they keep that attitude, I think everything will be great. Thank you.